every Taliban unit that comes into Afghanistan comes from Pakistan. They all have command links to Shura members, used to be called the Rakhbari Shura. There are now various shuras with regional names, Quetta, Miram Shah, Peshawar, that are in Pakistan. And when those shuras sit down, I know from having spoken to Taliban commanders, there is an ISI, there is a Pakistani army officer in the room, usually the person giving the orders, saying what priorities are to be addressed next. Now, the people who are claiming that the ISI has no role are the ones who haven't studied this carefully, who haven't spoken to the victims, who haven't spoken to the combatants. And it's time that
you were deputy head of the UN now. You were a Canadian ambassador there. You for sure had conversations with the Pakistanis. What do you recall? What was the most direct conversation you ever had with a Pakistani official, and how did they respond?
Well, Pakistani officials, especially the ones in uniform, in their moments of greatest self-satisfaction and hubris, would acknowledge fully what they were doing. They would never do it on camera. They would never do it on the record. I don't have recordings of these things because that's not the way you operate as a diplomat. But they fully acknowledged that the Taliban were their guys, that they had taught them the art of suicide bombing, that they had maintained the pressure because the US was distracted in Iraq, and that they fully expected the US to leave and their team to take over.
Do they want to bring down the Afghan government and replace it with what?
Absolutely.
What is the long-term goal?
Absolutely. And here's where we are incoherent, inconsistent, and a little bit tragically ridiculous